The origins of Labor Day, a tribute to American workers. Labor Day, observed on the first Monday in September, is more than just a long weekend marking the end of summer. It is a day dedicated to honoring the social and economic achievements of American workers. This annual celebration is deeply rooted in the late 19th century, a time when labor activists campaigned tirelessly to secure a federal holiday that would recognize the invaluable contributions of workers to the nation's strength, prosperity, and overall well-being. The establishment of Labor Day is a reflection of the struggles and victories of the American labor movement, which sought to improve working conditions and ensure fair treatment for all workers. Early struggles and advocacy, the beginnings of Labor Day. The concept of Labor Day originated during a period of significant industrial growth in the United States, a time when the country was transforming from an agrarian society into a booming industrial powerhouse. However, this rapid industrialization came at a cost. Workers, many of whom were immigrants, faced grueling hours, dangerous working conditions, and meager wages. The labor movement emerged as a response to these challenges, with workers banding together to demand better treatment and fair compensation. Before Labor Day became a federal holiday, it was recognized by labor activists and individual states. The push for a day to honor workers began at the grassroots level, with local labor unions organizing parades, demonstrations, and picnics to celebrate the contributions of workers. These events were not only a means of honoring labor but also a way to raise awareness about the harsh realities faced by workers and the need for labor reform. The first Labor Day celebrations. New York takes the lead. The first Labor Day celebration is widely believed to have taken place on September 5, 1882, in New York City. Organized by the Central Labor Union, this event was a massive parade that drew thousands of workers and their families. The parade featured workers from various trades marching together in solidarity, followed by a festival with speeches, music, and recreational activities. The success of this event spurred other labor unions across the country to organize similar celebrations, and the idea of Labor Day began to gain traction. New York was the first state to introduce a bill to officially recognize Labor Day as a holiday. Although New York's bill did not pass immediately, it set the stage for other states to follow suit. The growing popularity of Labor Day celebrations, coupled with the increasing influence of the labor movement, led to the establishment of Labor Day as an official holiday in several states. Oregon, the first state to recognize Labor Day. Oregon holds the distinction of being the first state to pass a law recognizing Labor Day. On February 21, 1887, the state legislature enacted a law that designated the first Monday in September as a legal holiday dedicated to honoring workers. This milestone was a significant victory for the labor movement, as it marked the first official recognition of the holiday at the state level. Oregon's decision to establish Labor Day paved the way for other states to follow, and it highlighted the growing importance of labor rights in American society. The spread of Labor Day, a national movement, takes shape. Following Oregon's lead, several other states quickly passed laws establishing Labor Day as a holiday. In 1887 alone, 4 more states, Colorado, Massachusetts, New Jersey, and New York, enacted legislation to recognize Labor Day. This wave of state-level recognition reflected the increasing momentum of the labor movement and the widespread support for the idea of a holiday dedicated to workers. By the end of the decade, additional states, including Connecticut, Nebraska, and Pennsylvania, had adopted Labor Day as a legal holiday. The movement to recognize Labor Day was gaining ground across the country, and it became clear that the holiday resonated with workers and the general public alike. The establishment of Labor Day in these states was a testament to the power of collective action and the growing influence of labor unions in shaping public policy. The federal recognition of Labor Day, a landmark achievement. The culmination of the labor movement's efforts came in 1894 when Congress passed an act making the first Monday in September of each year a legal holiday. This landmark legislation, signed into law by President Grover Cleveland on June 28, 1894, officially recognized Labor Day as a federal holiday. The decision to establish Labor Day at the federal level was influenced by a combination of factors, including the growing number of states that had already adopted the holiday and the rising tensions between labor and industry. The Pullman Strike of 1894, a nationwide railroad strike that turned violent, played a significant role in the federal government's decision to recognize Labor Day. The strike, which was led by the American Railway Union in response to wage cuts and poor working conditions, resulted in widespread disruptions to rail service and escalated into a major conflict between labor and management. the federal government intervened, sending troops to break the strike, which led to several deaths and increased public sympathy for the labor movement. In the wake of the Pullman strike, President Cleveland and Congress sought to repair the government's relationship with the labor movement and address the growing unrest among workers. The passage of the Labor Day legislation was seen as a gesture of goodwill toward labor and a recognition of the important role that workers played in the nation's economy. By making Labor Day a federal holiday, the government acknowledged the contributions of American workers and underscored the importance of labor rights. The evolution of Labor Day from parades to barbecues. Since its establishment, Labor Day has evolved in both its meaning and the ways it is celebrated. In the early years, Labor Day was marked by large parades organized by labor unions, with workers marching through the streets to demonstrate their solidarity and showcase their trades. These parades were often followed by festivals, speeches, and other events that highlighted the achievements of the labor movement and the ongoing struggles for workers' rights. As the labor movement achieved many of its goals, such as the establishment of the 8-hour workday and improved working conditions, the focus of Labor Day celebrations began to shift. Over time, Labor Day became less about labor activism and more about leisure and recreation. Today, Labor Day is often associated with barbecues, picnics, and family gatherings, as well as the unofficial end of summer. While the parades and demonstrations have diminished in size and frequency, the holiday remains an important occasion for reflecting on the contributions of workers and the significance of labor rights. The changing face of the American workforce. Labor Day not only celebrates the achievements of American workers, but also provides an opportunity to reflect on the changing nature of work and the workforce in the United States. Since the holiday's inception in the late 19th century, the American workforce has undergone significant transformations. The shift from an industrial to a service-based economy, the rise of technology and automation, and the increasing diversity of the workforce are just a few of the changes that have shaped the modern labor landscape. One of the most significant changes has been the decline of manufacturing jobs and the rise of the service sector. In the early days of Labor Day, the American workforce was dominated by industrial workers, many of whom were employed in factories, mines, and railroads. Today, the majority of American workers are employed in the service sector, which includes industries such as healthcare, education, finance, and retail. This shift has led to changes in the nature of work, with many jobs now requiring different skills and offering different working conditions than those of the past. Another notable trend has been the increasing diversity of the American workforce. The labor movement of the late 19th century was primarily composed of white, male industrial workers, but today's workforce is much more diverse in terms of gender, race, ethnicity, and nationality. Women now make up nearly half of the workforce, and workers of color represent a growing share of the labor force. Additionally, immigrants continue to play a vital role in the American economy, contributing to various industries and enriching the cultural fabric of the nation. The role of labor unions today. While the labor movement played a crucial role in the establishment of Labor Day and the achievement of many workers' rights, the role of labor unions in today's workforce has changed. Union membership has declined significantly since its peak in the mid-20th century, with only a small percentage of American workers now belonging to unions. This decline is due to a variety of factors, including changes in labor laws, the globalization of the economy, and the shift from manufacturing to service-based jobs. Despite the decline in membership, labor unions continue to play an important role in advocating for workers' rights and improving working conditions. In recent years, there has been a resurgence of labor activism, with workers organizing in industries that have traditionally been less unionized, such as fast food, retail, and the gig economy. These efforts have led to significant victories, including wage increases, improved benefits, and greater protections for workers. Labor unions also continue to be a powerful voice in political and legislative advocacy. They work to influence policies that affect workers, such as minimum wage laws, workplace safety regulations, and healthcare access. Additionally, unions play a key role in addressing issues such as income inequality, job security, and workers' rights in the face of technological changes and globalization. The significance of Labor Day in modern America. In modern America, Labor Day serves as a reminder of the progress that has been made in workers' rights and the ongoing challenges that workers face. It is a day to honor the contributions of American workers and to recognize the importance of fair wages, safe working conditions, and the right to organize. While the nature of work and the workforce has changed, the principles that Labor Day represents remain as relevant as ever. Labor Day also provides an opportunity to reflect on the broader economic and social issues that affect workers. The rise of income inequality, the decline in job security, and the impact of technology on employment are all challenges that need to be addressed to ensure that the American workforce continues to thrive. Additionally, the COVID-19 pandemic has highlighted the essential role that workers play in keeping the economy running, as well as the need for greater protections and support for workers in times of crisis. Looking to the future, the next chapter for American workers. As we celebrate Labor Day, it is important to look to the future and consider what the next chapter holds for American workers. The future of work is likely to be shaped by continued technological advancements, shifts in the global economy, and changes in the nature of employment. Issues such as automation, the gig economy, and the rise of remote work will have significant implications for workers and will require new approaches to labor rights and protections. One of the key challenges facing the future workforce is ensuring that workers have the skills and training needed to succeed in a rapidly changing economy. This will require investments in education and workforce development, as well as policies that support lifelong learning and career transitions. Additionally, addressing issues such as income inequality and job security will be essential to creating a fair and inclusive economy that benefits all workers. Labor Day also serves as a call to action for continued advocacy and activism on behalf of workers. The labor movement has a long history of fighting for justice and fairness, and this legacy must continue in the face of new challenges. Whether through traditional unions, new forms of worker organization, or policy advocacy, the fight for workers' rights is an ongoing effort that requires the support and engagement of all Americans. Conclusion: the enduring legacy of Labor Day. Labor Day is a celebration of the achievements of American workers and a tribute to the labor movement that fought for their rights. It is a day to reflect on the progress that has been made and to recognize the challenges that still lie ahead. From its origins in the late 19th century to its role in modern America, Labor Day remains a powerful symbol of the importance of workers to the nation's prosperity and well-being. As we celebrate Labor Day, let us remember the sacrifices and struggles of those who came before us and commit ourselves to building a future where all workers are treated with dignity, respect, and fairness. Whether through advocacy, education, or simply taking the time to appreciate the contributions of workers, we can all play a part in honoring the legacy of Labor Day and ensuring that its significance endures for generations to come.